Good morning. I thought I'd try to do this and see if I can keep my phone from overheating and show you kind of what's going on here. I have some auxiliary plants that I had left over and didn't know what to do with, and put them in pots up here. This is a cherry tomato of some kind. They came out of my compost pile, so I won't know what they are till they make tomatoes. My peas are doing really well. I'm going to go ahead and let them put on peas and save seed. I'm pretty sure that's a cucumber down there. The problem I have is I plant things and then I forget what it is I planted. I think this is an Armenian cucumber. I planted some beets in there, and looks like a few of them have come up and some of them haven't. Look like there's footprints in there. I'll bet the cat's been in there. These potatoes I planted in this kiddie pool just to see how they do. There's some lettuce in amongst there, and I stuck a gooseberry sprout that I had offshoot of my gooseberry bush. Got 2 peanuts, another one of them compost tomatoes, another one of them compost tomatoes in here. I went ahead and put these sweet potatoes, and this is lettuce in here, in this baby pool, because when I first started planting this stuff last year, I had such a terrible time with deer eating my sweet potatoes. I decided to put them up here along with my peanuts so that the burrowing animals wouldn't get them and the deer wouldn't get them. But as it turns out, I resolved the deer issue. This is sweet corn, and I have had a problem with it. And I'm really kind of annoyed. You see this? I'm not even sure what that is going on. If there's some kind of a bug down in there. I sprayed this with spinosad because I did see a worm over there on one of the corn. So I sprayed it a couple of days ago. We haven't had any rain, so this one was doing the same thing, and I chunked the top off just like I did that one, and it looks like it's coming out of it. These are bush beans. I think they're contender. Can't remember, but they're bush beans, and they look like they're putting on their buds. I'm gonna have to come out here and pick strawberries. They're just about done. I have maybe a couple of cups in there. They're June bearing, so they started bearing in May, so they're about done. This little fencing I put around this has helped. It's kept the varmints from eating my beans and anything else I have in there. I still have one celery and my fennel, but yeah, it came in and ate my, I had a parsley in there and it ate it. I got gobs of blueberries, but none of them are starting to turn. I want them to hurry up. Come on. We haven't had much rain, and it's really showing on some of my stuff. It's Mother of Time. My sage has already bloomed. It's garden time. This fennel, I actually harvested a few of the stalks and dehydrated them. And my corn isn't not doing too bad. It's got the same problem with the evidently something getting in there and causing the top to roll up. Had about 4 or 5 that I've kind of had to pull the top off of them and spray them and stuff. But this is yellow field corn. This is glass gem popcorn. This is a mixture of both, just kind of broadcast in there. I planted these guys right here. Yeah, I'm not sure what they are. I'm thinking that those might be cushaw. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they are because they're speckled. So I have like 3 cushaws up through there. And then over there, I have, yeah, I think these might be cushaw too. Anyway, we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, I do that all the time. I never know. I have sorghum here and sorghum here, and it's kind of struggling. We haven't had any rain. We've had 0.15 inch of rain in a month. I mean, that's just like nothing. I've actually had to carry buckets out and water stuff. These right here are cantaloupe. I mean, not cantaloupe. Cantaloupe? Yeah, cantaloupe. And these right here are watermelon that I planted from seed. And I'm just going to let them just run wherever they want to run. I got sunflowers down there doing real well. That's oats, and this is oats. And then got tired of trying to grow buckwheat. The rabbits wouldn't let it grow. So I planted some corn in here. And for whatever reason, not one single kernel has germinated. I just bought that seed at the feed store, and it was for planting. It was a trucker's favorite or something or other like that. And it's kind of looking like I'm going to have to reseed something else in there. I've got one cantaloupe over there. Got a few sweet potatoes in there. And then I have some, this right here is Glass Gem popcorn right there also. But it was buckwheat. And I still got 2 or 3 plants in there, but that's not enough. Okay, now I'll show you my proper garden. This one was my last garden that I put in, and I still need to get some more wood chips, and I need to wood chip all the walkways to help hold the moisture in and keep the weeds down. But this row right here is peppers, and if you see right there, that one's blooming really good. I think those are jalapenos. I can't remember. I've got jalapenos, cayennes, and red Marconi, sweet red Marconi. And you see what I'm doing with these bottles, because I survive off of rainwater. So if it doesn't rain, I don't have a lot of water. This stuff has to kind of survive. So I pick a few plants and concentrate on keeping them alive. This is a roselle, and it's got a little bottle for it. There's like 3 different kinds of bush beans in here. That row right there are tomatoes that came up in my compost pile. And I just was going to give them away, but nobody wanted them. So I made a row and planted them out here. Looky here. Yep, they're putting on tomatoes. Won't be too long. And then over there I have a row of sweet potatoes, followed by a row of okra, followed by a patch of Glass Gem popcorn with some, I think those are butternuts that I put in there to kind of weave around and climb around underneath. And then this is the first garden I put in. This garden, I did all the excavating, tilling, and whatever. We'll try this again. Anyway, these are 2 compost tomatoes. I don't know what they are. My buckwheat. No, not buckwheat. Fava beans. These are Cherokee yellow wax beans. I'm not going to harvest them, other than I'm going to let them go to seed and save the seeds, so I have some for next year. My purple cabbage, it's doing really good. It's just now starting to head a little bit. I got some basil and some dill. I got dill everywhere. It comes up everywhere. And then I did a couple of butternuts right in here, and as you can see, I'm trying the copper antenna thing. We'll see how that works. I got beets in there. I got them covered because the rabbits get in here and they won't leave beets or buckwheat alone. These potatoes are Cadillacing. I'm just gonna, yeah, I don't know when they're gonna die back. They've already bloomed, but they look like they're going strong. These potatoes, on the other hand, these are red potatoes, and they look like they're getting kind of close to dying back. They didn't really bloom much, but I did kind of steal a few potatoes out from underneath there, and they're doing pretty good. And then this half is Kennebec, white Kennebec. And then I have some, I had peas planted in there, which I cut out yesterday. And then in the meantime, I planted some pole beans, which are climbing. I have like 3 broadleaf mustards in there, and they've gone bolted, and I'm going to save the seed from it. The seed pods are really good. They're good in salads and stuff, and not to mention I'm going to save the mustard seed and make my own mustard. I have onions all down in here. I have collards, Georgia and broadleaf, or heading I think it's called. Georgia and heading collards down through there, and I actually got some buckwheat that's blooming in there. And I got, on the outside of this fence, I have Jerusalem artichoke and mullein. Got mullein, you know, intermix them down through there. They're on the other side of that cross tie. It's not a cross tie, but that big old beam, to kind of try and keep them from moving into my garden. Those are butternuts. And then I have down here, let's see, I've got pumpkin down here. Yeah, pumpkin. I think that's pumpkin. I'm pretty sure that's pumpkin. I got fenugreek. And my poppy is just doing awesome. Oh yeah, that guy right there, that's a pawpaw tree. Planted it 4 years ago. It wasn't even that big. They were only like about 12 inches tall, so it's doing real good. It's getting a lot of the nutrients from the garden. That one's not doing as well, and that one's doing a little better. And out there I have a pecan tree that I planted 2 years ago. So these guys, hopefully, you know, maybe I won't see nuts off that tree. Somebody else will. Also, if you look out there, I've got some wheat where that goat, where it was in the feed and it came up, so I let it grow, and I'm going to harvest that wheat. Now I have a whole row of onions down along there. Also have a row of them in front of the green beans down through there. These were volunteer potatoes, so I let them grow, and some Swiss chard and some Savoy cabbage down through there. But these onions, they're bulbing up. I got one monster down here. If it bulbs as big as its stalk is, look at that guy. Look at it. I think it's going to be a big old onion. Some of them are doing really, really well. I'm letting my, I have 2, this is a red radish, and I'm letting it go to seed. I'm going to save the seed. And this is a white icicle radish that's starting to bolt, go to seed. I'm going to save the seed. These are jalapenos. I've got cilantro, which is going to seed, and I'm going to save the seed for coriander. I got these big old dills. I've been picking off of them for a while, but I got dill coming up everywhere. This is purple kohlrabi. This is romaine lettuce. This head right here, it's starting to fill out pretty good. I already harvested one. Put it in for sauerkraut. This is a Savoy, and it's starting to do pretty good. Oh, I hear a jet. I don't see it though. Anyway, here's where I harvested the head of lettuce yesterday and made sauerkraut. It's a lot of times if you just take them off like that, they'll make side shoots or side heads. You know, little baby heads, almost kind of like Brussels sprouts. Got a whole row of fennel. Got a dill and a dill. There's dill mixed in everywhere. Anyway, and I've got more romaine that's trying to bolt. I'm going to have to go ahead and harvest it, I guess. And my carrots are doing pretty good. Anyway, this is my main garden. I guess I'm going to try and plant some more corn. When these potatoes come out, I'm probably going to try and plant green beans in there. Because bush bean will probably have time to make beans.